Oh, geez. There it is. Ta-da! There it is. Turn that so you guys can see everything. I wanted to get you guys caught up with the miniature figurines before we move on to what the next miniature building is. But just wanted to see how everybody was doing and welcome everybody in. And then tell you, oh, geez, what I'm telling you. It's things are supposed to get better, right? I think somebody lied. That's what it is. Liars. So, hello, Miss Leanne. Hello. Hello, Mr. Prism. How are you doing? Hey there, Miss Pinky. Hello, Betty, my sweet lady. How are you? And hello to everybody that's lurking. Welcome in, the lurky turkeys. And I'll just tell you about my day, guys. What a shit show. It started off great. Just feeling good. I'm thinking, oh, yeah. And of course, you know, Laura, as usual, overdid it. Hurt my back. So I figured, well, let me lay down, rest a little bit. This is like the short version, guys. Rest a little bit, because I got to take care of mom. Lay down, try to rest my back after taking a couple pills, and my son comes for a visit. So that was the end of that. Hello, Sir Jimmy. And then, so I got up, and then the next thing you know, my father shows up upstairs. My mother fell out of bed. How the hell she wiggled her way out around the stupid guardrail, I have no idea. But she come down on her knees and then landed on her back. So thank God my son was here because my back was saying, oh, no, you can't do that. So my son went, picked her up, put her on the bed, checked her all out. She got a couple of bruised knees, but otherwise she's fine. So now we got to figure out another way so she can't sneak around the rail. I'm telling you, boy, she is a challenge. And then a moment of silence, guys. Just a moment of silence. My coffee pot is broken. It was broken. I pushed brew and it said, no friggin' way. I was like, oh, shit. What am I going to do? Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Hello, sweet Raven. So, yeah, just kick me in my face. How about that? I might as well end it on a positive note. Just give me a shot right to the chops. I don't know what to do. Jeez. Mrs. Prism, hello. It's hardest. Welcome in, guys. So yeah, that's how my day pretty much was. And then, just the sad news of the dead coffee pot. I'm thinking, I don't believe this. It's supposed to get better, right? Whoever told us that was a liar, a big fat liar. So, thanks, buddy. Oh, what a bad day. I hope you can relax that. Yeah, I'm going to try to. But yeah, now I'm going to have to come up with a way of getting another coffee pot. Because, yeah, you know how that is. I just can't function in the morning without that first cup. No, not the pot was just, I kept pushing the button and I'm checking everything out. Nothing was working. I'm thinking, what the frickin'. I wasn't too thrilled. So it is what it is. And of course, the really hard part was telling my husband. He can't function without coffee at all. And he was napping in the parking lounge and I woke him up. I said, honey, the coffee pot died. And the look on his face was like I shot his best friend. Oh my God, it was so funny. Thank you, Miss Pinky. Thank you. Let me turn it down just a little bit more. It's a little loud, I think. There we go. I just want it to be, like a hint in the background. And we got to give Pinky a thank you. Yeah! Thank you so much, Pinky. I appreciate that. And hopefully you'll get a thank you from the winner of that free membership. Fantastic. So yeah, that's how the day went. So hopefully your day went better. And Everybody's is doing their coffee. I'd rather be in your shoes right now, Laura. You'd rather be in my shoes? Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. What's going on? So, every day it's something new with my mother. Taking care of the elderly that is sickly is just so hard. I didn't realize how hard. But it is what it is. It's my mom, so I've got to do it. So this is what we got going on here as far as the miniature goes, guys. Put your cup of coffee on the counter and make the dragon heat it up. Yeah, send the dragon over. Light up that color. So yeah, that's the tragedy of the day. Bruised knees and busted coffee pot. So that's the way it goes. But yeah, the update, guys, on the miniatures. We didn't get to talk too much when I was showing you the last time. I had Bill on. We were too busy running our mouths. So just want to give you a quickie update on what's going on with these. This one is I've just got a little detail work and some dry brushing to do to little to put in those little details. Hope you can see it pretty good. And also work on the face, maybe by a kettle. Yeah, well, we could do tea, but I'm just not a. I have to be in the mood for tea. That's the problem. So that's going on with our lady fair there and our little pug dog. So cute. And then we've got our wizard mouse sporting that fancy hat. I worked on him. I was going to change his shirt. If I can hold on to the blasted things. Can you guys see him? Probably not. A little more light. But I kind of like the color of the shirt. So I'm going to keep the shirt. And then I added the silver. I was out of silver paint. I got every freaking color of paint you could think of. And you think I'd still have silver? No. So I have to pick up the silver. And then I've got to work on his face, hands, and then just pretty much detail. And then of course we got our Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse is so cute. We got his sewing needle all ready for the war. I'm going to do more detail on the shield and his little piece of cheese there. And of course, work on the feet, little added extra dry brushing. And I think he's going to be ready to rock and roll. So he's pretty cool. And like I was saying before, you don't realize how blind you are until you're doing these things. I haven't done these in years. And boy, I'm telling you, it is pretty much showing. And this is the latest one that I started here, our Mr. Lion. Roar, isn't he cool? Gave him that bronze skin. Awesome. I'm trying to see, you get better lighting so you can see the colors. I don't know, man. Still gotta figure that one out. But he's awesome. Gonna work on his armor and all of those details. But that's where we are so far. I thought about getting an airbrushed unit, and I don't know. I was pricing them out and thinking, man, I'm so used to just using brushes. So it is what it is. Where's the rat from? These are. I'm not into these characters, guys. Who am I missing? I know I must have seen somebody pop in. Jay, hey Jay, how's it going? Welcome in. So you guys are gonna know more about this than I would, but you guys, requested me to do it, so I did it. And this is the Wilshire Wildshire miniatures, the hero set. If that means anything to you guys, this is what it says on the side. Yeah, it just says Wilshire. So I don't know what that goes to, but that's what I got the hero set because they were more. Um, you're getting more of the fantasy realm than with just the regular warriors, apparently. So I thought they would be cool. So it's a work in progress. Brushing up on the painting skills because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I'm thinking, damn, I'm blind. I can't see shit. So, but not too bad for not painting detailed work. They are part of Warhammer. I think they are. I think they are Raven. I'm not sure. And like I said, I'm not following the color schemes that they would normally because I don't know the characters. And I just thought that they were cool and it would be, fun for you guys to see me tackle the paint job. So, no, they aren't Warhammer. Oh, okay. See, Mr. Prism knows. He knows the insides and outsides. I know. Isn't the mouse like, it's just my favorite? They're both. This is kind of like a mouse character, too. The wizard. I love the hat. I love the color of the hat. And it's a cobalt blue color. And then I covered it in a purple uh, glitter clear glaze just to give it that sparkle and shine. You want to make it look pretty, fancy. After all, he's a wizard, right? So that's what's going on with that. They look cool regardless of where they're from. Oh, thank you, Pinky. I know those rats are a bit uglier than that mouse, but still, oh. Probably, yeah. And like I said, this one's got like a fierce look on his face. Oop. And my hands are just chopped. And I gave him the red eyes so that, he means business. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that must be me. So that's where we are with that. And like I said, the paints that I got paints up in moon. And you'd think that I would have the silver. It was the one that I was missing. I think, oh, you gotta be kidding. So I ended up going out and getting some of that last night. Hey, Hair, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome in. So we're gonna lift up the light and let you see what our next project, which I have been working on. And let me adjust the camera so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about here. And there it is. The Magic Castle. This is a witch's goth house. And I have jumped ahead and got a lot of the stuff pre-done so you guys could see it. So you're not, sitting there and watching me play with all these little bits and pieces. I started off with, pull them out here. Of course, you got your rolled newspapers, which take, forever. If I can get the camera to stop moving around. Those take a little bit. You guys have seen me do those. Pretty simple stuff. And then, of course, a stack of books. A little bit of luggage going on there. And then the magazines. This unit, or this kit, I really like the last one. Awesome kit. Great quality. Way better. The stickers that did come with it, same kind of grade. Very high end. So you don't have to add extra glue. I didn't have too much issues with some things. Maybe some things were a little loose, and you know how I get about that stuff. So I would add just a little dab of glue just to hold the stuff in place. So that's how that is started. You see, why doesn't the love of miniatures? Who doesn't love the miniatures? Story of my life. Oh yeah. Let's see, the same gameplay as. What you building? Hey, Heather, how's it going? Welcome in. And welcome into anybody else I missed. Sorry if I missed you. When I'm doing the miniature show, I might miss some of the chat, and I apologize for that. I try to catch up the best I can. So I'm going to slide these out of the way so you can see some of the furniture and the furnishings that I have already started for this build. And we're going to open up our instruction page to where we left off. And I'm just going to get out the tote so you can see what I've been doing. When I get 5 minutes to myself. And it started off with this fabulous cabinet. I've got to show you this. And I did take a lot of photographs. I just haven't posted them yet. But I want you to see the detail in these. This is a full-size, solid unit, which is freaking awesome. This one I decided to leave the raw edges because I thought they blended well in with the cherry wood design. But instead of having like a paper back like a lot of them do, this had a full wood back display, which I thought was awesome. You get the light just right, you can see all the stuff on the inside. I put together all the stuff on the inside. I put that all together. Don't worry about the fumes. Hubby, calm down when you're doing such many. Yeah, I don't know why you worry. I worry about that stuff. The glue's nasty stuff. Nasty, nasty. So then we move on to the next piece that I put together, and that was this cabinet here. There it is. All the witchy stuff, books. Again, leaving that raw edge because it blended well. And I do believe it's like a dark walnut. So I thought that blended in very well. I only paint when paint the edges and the seams when I think it stands out and it just doesn't look like it's finished. And I like to have it look finished. So, and then we moved on to this one here. This was the next one. Hey, 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 Sage, how's it going? There's all the little tchotchkes all in there. Our little kitty on the end. But you see that's where some of the newspapers are, the magazines, and the books that I put together in a solid bunch. And this is a really great build. This one also has music to it. A little bit different than the others. And the lighting is a bit different, but it's still pretty cool. And then we have the beginnings of window framing. And that's got our owl in the inside. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's got an owl with the H. I think I'm going to tell me to this like Harry Potter stuff. No, but it's not. So that's pretty cool. I might do the edges on this because I don't like, you can see where the connections from the boards are. I don't like that. Even though I do sand them, they do still show up. So I'm going to have to mix and blend this color blue because that is definitely a mixed color so that they won't be too hard. I'll show you that's what the inside looks like. So that'll be a blended color and I will finish that off because I think that's going to look like crap, to be honest. Don't like the way that looks. And of course I had to do 2 of those. So I'll show you the second one because the second one has different stuff on the inside. Again, we've got kind of like a, it's a cat that it's hanging from that top piece there. And then of course you've got our witch's hat and then a crystal ball on the shelf itself. Oop, I just dropped something on the floor. Go figure. Well, why not, right? Makes my day. Wouldn't be the same if I didn't drop something on the floor. And of course, we've got this little planter with cute little plant inside. Stuff like that. This, I think, was just awesome to make. I loved when I was putting this together. And this is a fireplace. I've done a lot of fireplaces, and this one is by far the best. Because it's actually a full solid wooden unit. Again, I like the raw edge on this one. I think it blends well. So I'm going to leave that as is. And I do believe that there is a fire unit piece that will go inside the heart there. So it'll look a little more realistic. Oh, bugger, I missed it. Did Jack Sparrow make an appearance? Is it? No, we didn't. We've already done that. Yeah, you didn't see the part with the finished ship, Heather? Oh no. Say it isn't so. Say it isn't so that you missed that. I do believe that the finished picture is in the Discord of the ship. And then we have this shelf unit that I worked on. Again, all those little bottles, crystal balls, and all of this, loaded up and ready to rock and roll for the building. And we've got we had to have our witch's cauldron. A little hot in there. And that poor bat just hanging out on the side, he's gonna get toasted cheeks, that's for sure. Back in the day, the closest thing I could find to miniature anything that you could buy from model train hobbies. Yeah, I used to. Well, that's what I used to do. Ships and stuff like that. I mean, like the starships, stuff like that. Cars, model cars. The world of miniatures has exploded. It's amazing. It really is. I'm loving the options that they're giving us. Hey, Julie, how's it going? And I think it's easier, a lot easier for people nowadays who can't create extra things. So they give you everything that you need. Hey, Phil, it's the Peacock King. Welcome in, sir. And I always tell everybody, always make the pieces your own. You follow the instructions naturally because you want, to build it correctly. But you know, maybe if you don't want those on there, don't put those on there. Put something else on there. I save parts from other kits and I use them in the next kit. And then I always paint raw edges and other things. Like the last one where I saved parts from the ship and I used them as cobblestones. And I thought that come out really cool. I loved it. It gave it more of that 3D effect. And it was really fun to add that to the build. It just makes it a little bit more personal. Don't look at my peacock. You put it out there, buddy. So people are going to stare. And then, of course, this also has one of these lovely spiral staircases. This one actually is definitely a better grade than the first spiral staircase I put together. That was a nightmare. But it worked out in the long run, which I'm very, very happy about. How is the thing? You don't have to make them. How is the same thing when you don't have to make them any? It keeps jumping on me. Make them anymore. This is a little bit easier, Air Force. Yes. But nowadays, where it's easier. But like I said, I always tell people to make it their own. Blending colors. Like with the original dollhouses that I used to make, I used to make all the furniture. I used to, come up with, my own wallpapers and all of that stuff. That was just more work. Now it's nice that, if you want to do, a little cheat here and there and buy store-bought stuff, that's great. I mean, it's all up to you. And it opens up the floor for people who can't do this stuff. This makes it a lot easier for them. So here's another corner desk unit here with all of our little friends on there. Very, very nice. And this one even has, I can get my fingers to work, grandfather clock. How cute is that? I see this had a raw edge on it. And this is kind of like a salmon. But it is, the picture is dry brushed with a brown hue to it. It gives it an aged look. The edges were raw, so I had to mix up that color just so that it would match with the front. Because it looked really stupid with it being brown raw edge, and then you have a salmon colored front. It just didn't look right. So that is pretty much the beginnings of what we're doing. And then we're just going to move on to the next parts on the list and go from there. Let me catch up in chat. Actually, let me see what I dropped on the floor. Okay, it's a small piece I can get pretty quick, hopefully, without putting myself into traction. Okay, leave it to me to drop an easel on the floor. So we'll put our little easel friend over here out of the way. And let me catch you on chat. Hey, Cynthia, how's it going? How are you, darling? It has a raw side. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of some of the raw sides because they're ugly and unfinished. And then like I said, you see the connections where they're connected on the boards. And it just looks like crap in my opinion. But like I said, I'm picky about that stuff. And I am gonna, like I said, I am gonna be redoing one of the old dollhouses that I originally did. I just got to get help bringing it up here because it's really big, and I've got some help in this here. It's going to take up the whole table that I'm using right now, and I guarantee you that's probably going to be a full year's project. Stripping that down and redoing it, making it new, and you guys said you're up for this to watch me doing it, so I'll do it. I will do it. Not all roadsides are nice to look at. Yeah, you're right, Phil. This company is very good, just like the last company, and I do believe they are located. Oh, I'm not sure if this is Japan or China. All I know is that I'm very, very happy with this. And just like the last one, very happy. The pieces were great. Nothing was warped. Nothing was flawed. I know now. You know why you spend a little bit more money, because when you go with the cheaper grade stuff, you end up with warped boards, warped parts. So then you've got to try to fix that. I've had stuff that's been flawed, and then when you try to remove them from the sheet, it breaks. Then you have to repair it before you can even do anything with it, and mask things that are crap. So the higher up you go, the better grade of materials that you're going to get, and I think the more satisfied you'll be with the end product. Yeah, you're right. China. Hello to you all. I'm going to lurk and eat dinner real quick. Okie dokie, we will be here. So, like the last one that I did, you guys saw that it had the moving parts and the music. If you didn't see it, let me grab it. What the hell did I do with it? It's over there. And I'll play it for you again. It was the smallest one of the builds that I've done so far, but this one had more technical stuff with it. The wiring and stuff was awesome. And I don't mind doing the wiring, but this was a lot simpler. Let's just adjust this so you can see. So you can see, and of course, we can put the battery out. This actually functioning clock, and that runs on a separate unit than the rest of it. And I'm going to turn it on so you guys can see. It lights up just with a touch. Has that music, and I got that to rotate. I found out what happened is a wire got caught within the gears, so I had to remove part of the roof and the sidewall, reroute the wiring so it was out of the way of the gears, and now it works. Even the inside there, that unit inside, you can see it rotates as well, all the jewels and stuff in there. And this is what I was talking about earlier, the punch outs from the ship build. I use them as cobblestones, so it gives it that 3D effect. And then just put moss in between them to make it look more authentic. But such a fun build, high quality. I couldn't brag enough about this one. It was really fun. And once I figured out the issue with the rotation, I was all right, because I was a little ticked off. And you can have it without the music, and then just have the rotating pieces. The only thing I wish with this is that the tower was illuminated. But of course, they would have had to reroute wiring up through probably the center of this and get it to where it was on some kind of a pulley system where it didn't get twisted and turned. So that's the only boo-hoo about that. But otherwise, I love the way it come out, and it was a really fun build. I got myself a little village going on here, guys. Hello, Susan. So yeah, this was the first one that I actually did that had the moving parts like that. And like I said, the functioning clock. I've had other ones with clock faces, but they weren't functioning, and this one is. So it's a great addition to the village that I'm building up. And I keep adjusting the studio to try to find room for these things. Let me get caught up on what everybody's chatting. How's Miss Susan Dillon? Oh, it was good to see you, Air Force. Thanks for stopping in. That's my time. Yes, enjoy your dinner, Cynthia. I made corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots for dinner. At least dinner come out fabulous. It made up for the crap day and busted coffee pot. So yeah, that was it, Susan. That was the one that I got. I did. I stayed up. God, I stayed up forever trying to figure out why it wouldn't move. I was like, "You got it, bullshit. This is gonna work one way or the other." So I think I was up till well, that live we did. It was I don't know. It was a few hours long, and I think I was up till about 2 o'clock in the morning. I finally got it, figured it out, fixed it because I was determined it was going to work before I went to bed. So I can play for hours. I wonder if I would have the patience to put these little pieces together. I find it very relaxing. A lot of people freak out. It's really not that hard. Like with the magazines here, I mean, it's a long strip of paper. I mean, most of you have seen me do it. It's a long strip of paper, and it has where the fold is. You just fold it up and glue it to secure, uh, the ends, and then it opens up. It looks just like a pansy. So it's if you get paid, I don't know. I just and of course it's great. It's all detail. It actually has writing and everything, pictures and everything inside the magazines. The detail is amazing. It really is. So hold on just a quick second, guys. I'm getting a message about my mother. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. That's the only time I'll stop. Is when I'm checking out what the hell's going on. We're trying to find a nurse to come to the house to help me out. I'm back. Just hit the call. Just called the door company. I was still listening. I promise. It's okay. That's okay. I've seen those Japanese Gundam minis. They're really good, but I already sold my soul to Game Workshop. Oh, hey, Dave. How's it going? Hope you had a great weekend. So yeah, as far as it's really not that difficult. Sometimes, like I said, with the lesser grade kits, like if you have a spiral staircase, the very first one that I put together, I was doing a lot of swearing because the pieces were so thin, and they were on a flawed board, and I had some damage that I had to correct and fix so that I could assemble the staircase. And I just yeah, that one was a challenge, but after you've done it a couple of times, and when you just walk away when you have to have to do a little swearing because there is some swearing. We will give you a pop quiz later, Curtis. Check to see if you're really. Yeah, I'll never apologize. It's your mom. Yeah, we're trying to arrange to get a nurse to come in just to help me out a couple days a week. Because like today, I think I would have been in big trouble if what ended up doing, I vacuumed and scrubbed my whole house. I needed it desperately. So I did all that. And I go, well, I'm still feeling pretty good. I went down, fed mom lunch, went out and cleaned up the backyard, the dog landmines, cleaned that all up. And by the time I was done with that, I couldn't even bend over. So I'm like, yep, did it to myself. Did it to myself. I mean, and I do it every time. I feel great. I overdo. And it's my own fault. But now I'm feeling a little better because my sister came over and I got a bit of a break tonight. So onward and upward, guys. Our next part is a desk and chairs for the reading room. So we're going to put together this little mini desk. Oh, that looks so cute. So let's see what we've got. Had power out again for several hours Friday. It was 7 hours. Fatal car wreck to 50-foot power pole, and they were replacing the pole today. Ham and cheese sandwiches today. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Stuff like that happens. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Jody, how's it going? Thanks for joining in with us. Okay, we are going to need G48 and 49. Those are the leg pieces. So we've got to find the G board. But we also need M9, and I already have N right here on my face, so we're going to take care of that first. N at the top, right there. So we're going to just pop that out. Excuse me. Yeah, how's it going there, Pinky? As far as your weather goes, we're getting rain right now. It was great all day, and now it's raining. That's why I wanted to get some of the yard cleaned up because I didn't want to have to deal with wet, dog stuff. It makes it a little more difficult. Okay, so now we're on to the G48 and 49. 48, 49, right here. Aren't these lovely? I like the color. It's kind of like a purple, dark purple with a swirl blend of black in it. It's really cool. So there's those two. My God, I want to start to choking, right? What up with that? Tell me to shut up. And then I need two small pieces, which is on the D board. That is going to be, I think, the connection for the center of the leg unit, which is D24. Let's see what everybody's saying. Hey, God Gal, how's it going? Gonna lurk while I eat taco salad. Nice. Now, I had corned beef in the freezer. My husband's like, oh, when you making that? So took it out of the freezer last night. Said, okay, I'll make it today. And it come out perfect. So even though it was the day of disaster, dinner was fantastic. D24 is the magic number. Where is it? It could be in another side piece because I had a couple of pieces that had popped out from the center. Excuse me. Oh my God, don't just drop already, lady. God, man. Okay, I have some. Oh, here we go. Sometimes they have smaller square boards and stuff that are inside the larger units, the larger pieces, and they pop out and I cook them off the side. So D24. Let's see what's over here. 23. On that one. See over there. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Oh, there they are. See? It's on the inside of that section. So right there is those two pieces that I need. I have paint like all over my fingers. I really get into my stuff. Paint all over. So I take the tweezers and poke those out. Anybody do anything exciting? I actually got to get out this weekend, guys. Woohoo! Oh, this is not right, Sarah. Sarah's got coffee. A coffee pot. Dead. I'm awake because I was listening to Hags, Annabelle. Had to switch my lights on. Oh, got scared. Scared yourself. So sorry about the bad nail polish job, guys. But okay, we're gonna stick this table together right here, live. Again, I'm not too thrilled with that edge, so I might have to blend up the purple to match that. Because it just me sucks. So I give you a little rub to get off that rough edge where it was connected. You guys can see that. I should install camera up a little higher so you get to be like out and above view, you know what I mean? From the top. Hello, Miss Cree. How's it going? Admit, how are you? Welcome in, Ace. How are you doing? So yeah, just smooth that off, make it look nice, nice, nice. And like I said, eventually I probably will paint the rough edges. Okay, so according to this lovely diagram here, push it up so you guys know you're not going to be able to see the tip there. The smaller pieces go in the center. I'm going to make sure that my lines, let me drop this down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. You gotta make sure that this board is positioned in the correct direction when we're putting this together. This one of the things that's very important. You always make sure that you have your pieces faced in the right direction because you'll be putting stuff together backwards and you gotta take it all apart. That could be a big pain right in the what. So this one set of legs goes towards this front edge. We're gonna put that on there. We've got all the branches that are going to go on this table. And see what I just did? Do you see what I know? You didn't, you saw my hand. This leg is so thin in one spot that it broke. And I'm now going to have to fix it. So now you get to see me do a repair. Isn't that some shit? Okay, so we're not going to touch it. Don't touch it. If it's broken, that one is very thin compared to the other one. I'm gonna get our glue out and do a little magic. You're gonna give yourself a little dab of glue. And like I said, use whatever tools that you think is going to give you the most benefit. And that's with anything. I tried a new coffee shop with tons of delicious vegan options today. Today with my vegan group, and I got to have vegan sunny side up eggs plus getting ready for Halloween at work next week. Oh, cool, cool. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. So here we go, guys. Now, I of course, you know, guys, I used to do fingernails. So I had a lot of fingernail tools, a lot of sharp tools, a lot of dotting tools to do for painting and designs on nails. I find this to be an amazing tool. There's that pointy, sharp end to it, perfect for applying glue in the smallest of places. And I always say, don't touch this until we get ready to put the glue in there. Because once you move it back, you want it to stick, you don't want it to bust off. Sometimes it happens, but if you can prevent it, prevent it. So I see where the raw edges where it broke. Hold it up so you guys can maybe get a look. You see how it's tilted to the side? There was a little bit of flaw in the leg. So, and it's it's kind of like an open wound. You're going to apply the glue in that section with just the tip of that pointed tool. If you don't have something like this, toothpicks. Toothpicks, pins, whatever you can use that has a sharp edge to get into that spot. And then I'm going to gently push that leg back into position without it breaking off on me, hopefully. And there. And then I'm going to check to see if it is pretty much equal to the other side. It's not. It's got to go back a little bit more. And that's where I use my fingernails to push it into position. There we go. I felt it locked down in place back where it belongs. And you'll see there's that little bit of glue there. Leave it alone. It will blend in. And then you can, if you want, I mean, it'll show through, the paint will show through. But if you want to cover it, then you blend up your shades of purple and paint over that. Now, again, for added support, I'm going to do it on the inside as well. This way it's giving added strength, but just in that section. Don't overdo it. And then when that dries, nobody will know. And that was, a bit of a flaw on that piece, because this one seems to be okay. So just double check it. Patience? What the hell is that? Oh, oh, everybody's got some form of patience. Come on. Okay, so now these smaller sections right here go on the underside of the table. So I'm going to put those in before I install the second set of legs. And those go this way. Now, with this, I would normally use tweezers, but see that I already have that one set of legs there. I want to make sure I'm going to have enough strength, so I'm going to use my pliers. Oh, in and out. Okay, face. Nice to see you. You have a great evening. So, in this way, it'll give me a little bit more power to push that and lock into place. And I'll line it up with the place that where it's supposed to go. And then push it down. Once I should be better. There we go. I'm saying the fingernail will really help. And then you're going to push with the pair of pliers. I also then will take the pliers and push down from the top to get that locked in. Sometimes you need that little bit of a help. Yep, there. And I don't know, you probably heard it. It popped right in. So now we on to number 2. Also, if you're worried about, try not to overdo it with the pliers because they do have you see they have grips on it. As that rich area. It could damage the piece. If you're worried about that, wrap these in material, gauze, so that you're not scratching up any of the surfaces. Always turn the piece to your benefit. I'll put in my second one. Just use my arm. But I've got to get that locked in there. And I got to be careful because this is the side with the damaged leg, and I don't want to hit that. Admit's leaving us too. Oh, okay. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping in and hanging with us. And then, of course, I'm just going to use the pliers gently push that into place. As I was saying, the fit on this is awesome because the stuff locks in. And the less glue you got to use is just great. I mean, I don't mind using the glue. Oop, and I just knocked it out. I don't mind using it, but if you don't have to, why? Why? And then there's some kits that I've done where you got enough glue to glue a whole building. It's ridiculous. Let's try it from this angle. This way I can use my fingernail. There we go. And I know I get that a lot from everybody. I don't believe you, you're nuts. But I do find it relaxing. Everybody has their thing that they find relaxing. And there's a challenge to it too. Even though it's already made parts, there's still a challenge to getting it together, getting it right, and getting everything working. The wiring could be the most challenging part for some people. But I've showed you guys, always follow what they say, test it before you use it. Because nothing worse than getting it all wired up and then the lights don't work and then you got to take it all apart. That sucks. And I've had that happen. So there, we got that centerpiece in on both of those. And now we put the other set of legs in. My God, I would have anxiety. Question. Okay. The good thing I looked over. Hey, Laura, what you got you interested in doing miniatures? My mother was always very artsy, craftsy. Pretty much, well, my mother was an artist. Um, my dad is pretty much kind of an artist as well. Um, and I grew up with it. And, I've always been very artsy and consider myself an artist because I've worked with a lot of, even not just miniatures, but painting and sculpting, and I've done all of those things. And I just love to create. And the miniatures, I don't know, I just find it fascinating. Creating a little, I probably would love doing architecture and stuff like that because I love creating the space and then decorating it and just creating that space. So miniatures was just a great outlet for that. this small little world, and you make it your own. It's really fun. And who doesn't love little tiny furniture and stuff? It's just the cutest stuff. But back in the day, when I was starting doing this stuff, you had to make everything. They didn't have it all. Now they've got, oh my God, the stuff they got just amazes me. Picture this fun guy. I mean, right down to working like sinks and stuff like that. I'm just floored by that. It's just the coolest thing ever. So there we've got the other set of legs on. You heard it snap into place. Oh, that one I fixed. We can't put any pressure on that until it sets up. So I'm just making sure that it's straight. Making sure that it's straight. And that is it. So now I can't do anything with this until that heals. So we're gonna let that set and dry, and then we'll be able to flip it over and add the top pieces to it. So we're gonna move right on to the chair next. So we're gonna put our little table over in the background until this boo-boo's all better. Does it hurt your hands? When I overdo it, it does. That's why, of course, these gloves are work with the arthritis. When I get into these small painting, detailed painting, and wiring stuff, that's why I don't do like jewelry wire wrapping. That causes me an issue. Anything with a lot of player work will stress it out. But I'm a pain in the ass. I'll just do it anyway. But then you just take a break. Same thing with painting. It just doing any kind of painting project. It's great in the beginning, and then you keep going, and then when you're getting into that fine detail, that's when the arthritis kicks in. I mean, Sarah would know. You see where Sarah does her painting stuff, and if she gets into the fine lines and the details, you really gotta make your hands work, and sometimes it's just not your best friend. Okay, we gotta have parts on the G sheet. We're gonna need G54, and that's the size of her seat. G54. Let's find it. Oh, it's right here. That same purple. We're gonna pop those bad boys out. And I will be painting all the edges on this. After I gotta mix up the blend, get the right purple color going on there. And then we gotta have the G36 is the back. G36. There it is. That's good. It's got a filigree design on it. And then we have N16, which is this feet. The feet where you put the caboose. Sounds like it's been a rough day for you. Sage taking care of the elderly parent is a lot, but I hope they're good support. Let's see. Oh, ow, that hurt. Ow. Don't mind me, I'm just falling apart. Sounds like it's been a rough. Yeah, Sage, you had a rough day too with mom. Yeah, I know. I just can't believe my mother fell. And what do I gotta strap her down now? But she found a way to sneak over, and so I think now I'm gonna have to go out and get another bed rail and put it on the bottom half of the bed as well, so that she can't sneak her skinny butt out of bed. Poor thing, like I said, her knees are all bruised up. Looks like somebody beat her up again. And it just gives me this dead stare, like, what? I don't know. And I always tease her. Keep it up. Goo is good. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's our little parts that we need for our chair. And we have to put a kitty on there too. Kitty is on sheet D. So let's find the D. There it is right there. Which is amazing. Usually I gotta dig through the whole pile. And there's our kitty, a nice little black kitty. Which we'll be painting black kitty's edges because he's black and he's got brown edges. It doesn't look too great. So we're just gonna file his edges down. And then I can paint him while we're on so you guys can see. Wishing everyone Goose support. Yeah, we need it. We need it. Hey, R&D, how's it going? Oh, so like I was telling you guys, I got a chance to go out this weekend because my sister had some free time. So listen, I got to get out of here, or you're going to have to not lock me up in the padded party room. So we went, my husband had spotted a cemetery on his way home from work one day. And one you wouldn't notice unless, all the trees are, everything, because there's nothing is budded, no plants and all that. So it was easier to spot from the highway. So that's where we went. Incredible. It was incredible. The one side was all of the up-to-date stones and recent burials, but across the street was the original cemetery. Oh, all of it. And but the sad part was I was going through. I've got a bunch of pictures that I'm gonna post and put up so you guys can see. I didn't do video because I think it kicks my ass. I had charged my camera and it's been charged, and then here I am taking photographs and was gonna do a video, and the battery was like almost dead. So I got as much shots in as I could. I did some walking around with the digital recorder. So I've got to go over that to see if I caught any kind of EVP action. But the sad part was, people just died so young back in the 17 and 1800s. The majority of the stones that I read were 22 years old. I'm thinking, whoa. But the stones were incredible. And it was just, oh my God, it was amazing cemetery. The gate alone was freaking awesome. And it was just the original gate from the 1800s. I was just, it's just amazing. So I was so glad to be able to get out and do that. I want to go back again and do a video through the whole thing. So, I'll have a full video of it. Are you asking me, Susan? Yeah, my mother fell out of bed today. If you're asking me, she snuck around the bed rail that we got up. See, because of the bed sores that you get, you have to rotate your family member, and so we had her on her side today instead of on her back. And of course, she swung her leg around, and that was it. Landed on her knees. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and get another bed rail. Sounds like it was a peaceful day. Well, after I got my mother settled, after that, and then I told my sister, you get over here and take care of her for the night. We did. We went up to where the flooding took place, up in a place called Forestport. Of course, the water wasn't as high as it was. I took a couple of shots, but they weren't as fantastic as the day that the flooding was really going on. The water was raging that day over the falls, and I would have loved to have caught some of those shots, but I couldn't get out that day. But we went up through there, and then we went to that cemetery, and it was just an amazing old cemetery. And I've got, like I said, a bunch of shots. I will be putting the photos up, and then I'm going to start doing some research. I'll enlarge them, get the names, dates, and then do some research to find out who these people are. There's a lot of army cemeteries in Southampton. Privates all did 17. Yes, Heather. It's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. And of course, back those days, war. But then there was, there was no medications that took care of like the simplest things. Uh, yeah, like say yeah, infections, yeah, treatments. They do now. Simple infection could kill you. Yeah, and like I said, they're in the 20s. And some they were some younger, and I'm thinking, oh man, that just stinks. So it's thank God that we have what we have today. Because, like you said, it's simple cold, childbirth. You know, they had children very young, and if there was a problem, then that was it. You know, so it was definitely a great outing, and I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to go back again soon, so that I can do a full video so you guys can see, and then do some other stuff. Oh no, the chat is not working again. Oh, there we go. Is it working now? Good gravy. And this is gonna end us with this getting all screwed up. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and see what's going on. Never a dull day. Let's see where this is going. Oh, it's pretty high up. Is it working? I hope it's working, guys. It seems that my chat's not working. It's reconnecting. I'm gonna pop that into place. Pop the back piece on. It's all on one side and then flip over to the other side. There we go. It seems to be working again. Sage, I was watching a piece on poor graves in London. A girl, syphilis, died 14. Our grave, but was not close to the church. It was like watching an episode of, oh my goodness, yeah. Well, just like what I seen the other day, and I mentioned, and Alessio was in the chat, and I was talking about that guy that I watched. He was doing cemeteries in Italy. Oh, amazing! The buildings are amazing. He was from the UK. I think I told you guys who he was. He said it was the size of these buildings are like the size of the banks in the UK. So I'm thinking, oh, they're just huge. But then there were some sections that were really just not taken care of. And you could see the full skeletons and stuff kind of piled up and sticking out of stuff. And Alessio said it's because it was a poor South Italy, poor section, mafia crap going on. He said something about he might do a video explaining all of that so that we can see. Because it was just awful how it was just neglected. There are bed alarms that you can place under the person alarm so they try to get out of bed. Yeah, I know, Julie. We're just gonna have to, well, she hasn't been moving, so we think, okay, she should be fine. The rail's there, and we've got her pretty much tucked in, and nope, she snuck out. So I can never underestimate her, even though she acts like she can't get around. She fooled us. Unfortunately, she paid for it. Now she's got bruised knees. And I'm going to have to. All right, this piece is loose, and I don't like how loose it is. I'm going to add a damage glue in that section to hold it so it's more sturdy. Yeah. Oh my god. Just another set of bruises to add to what that just finally healed up. But take care, early your eyes right. Yeah, have a great one, Susan. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Gatekeeper, how's it going? So yeah, it's every day. You never know. You just never know what she is up to or getting into. This is a bigger piece. So I'm going to use my craft knife to apply the glue. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm a bad girl. I always say that. I clean the knife up with my fingernails. And I shouldn't do it, but I do. Someday I'm going to end up poking a hole in my finger. And it'll be my own fault. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of glue with the tip of my knife and apply it to that section there, just enough so it will go inside when I put the piece inside to hold it more stable. I like it to be a little bit more stable. I don't like it to be all floppy and flimsy. So place that in there. And then we'll add the other side of the chair to it to lock it into place. Hello, Miss Carla. How are you? And I miss that piece. I think that piece of pilot. I'm gonna help the ruler. But definitely going to mix up the purple color so that I can do the edges on this one. Good to see you too. What a treat. I know, Carla's just been so busy. Just too busy for us common folk. Oh, just teasing. I get it. She's got stuff going on. She's just been a busy lady. So now, be very careful because that back piece is a very thin joint that goes into that position. So I want to be very ginger with it so don't break it off. And I just like I said, microfiller total, right? Oops. Let's try that again. I'm gonna have to turn it to my advantage here so I can see where that bottom section goes in. So what's Miss Carla up to? Great photographs, by the way, Carla. Loved them. You're doing a great job. You just got to do a lot of advertising, girl. Get the name out there. Okay, I've got that bottom piece in. There we go. And that's a little loose too, so I'm going to add a little glue to that as well because it's too loose for me. And what I'm going to do is apply it right on top of where that joint comes together. Scrape it a little smooth because you only need a little bit. And then when I paint the edges, I will paint that spot. And you'll never know it's there. Yeah, great pictures, honey. Loved them. So there we go. We have our little chair. And I'm going to pick it up with the tweezers because I don't want that one side to come off. See, it's a little loose. We will hold it eventually. And you just see what I did, guys? Me yapping away. I put the seat out upside down. Guess what we gotta do? We've got to take that off and flip it around. That's what I get for not paying attention. Flip it around. It takes a second to fix. And it is in. And then we put that piece back on there. This is the most tedious part, is putting together all these little doodads. Hello, Miss Chesna, how are you? And there's our little chair. Isn't it cute? And of course, our kitty is going to go in the center. And I'm just going to put them in there. And then once that glue sets up on that one side, I will mix together the purple color and do the edges. I mean, some might like the way that looks. You see how it's got like that two-tone effect? But I don't know. Because like I said, I don't like the attachment sections to show. And I just think it blends better when it blends in with the rest of everything. How is Miss Cheza doing? So we're going to put our kitty in the seat. Going out with that one. That cannot be the kitty for that one. And it's not. Because the connection to this is too damn big. So that's the wrong kitty, guys. Oh, where is the kitty gone? 3, 15, 13. Where's my kitty? Oh, there it is over there. This was the wrong one. That one's too big. All right, now look at the shape of this piece here that I'm going to be popping this kitty out of. That would make an awesome picture frame. So this is stuff I think of when I do this. So even though it has that kitty cut, you can use it as a silhouette. Just paint over that. And you got a great portrait of a silhouette of a kitty, because look at the shape of that. Or you could just cover that up with a photograph, and you got a framed photo. Put Aunt Minnie in there, you know what I mean? That's why I saved this stuff. It saves you from having to make, frames and stuff yourself. That's really cool. I love the shape of that. So let's try this again. We're going to put our kitty in there. Plop them right in the middle. And then I'm going to get caught up on the chat, guys, because I'm missing a bunch. Get our little kitty poo in there. Kitty. The problem is me seeing what the hell I'm doing. That's why it takes so damn long. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. But doing this, I could sit here for hours and do this. I zone out, do my thing. Nobody bothers me. Come on, get in there, kitty. It's just not cooperating. I'm going to change my position. Get that kitty in there. But yeah, just like I said, the outing with the cemetery, fantastic. So I'm looking forward to going back and I'm looking forward to posting the photos so that you guys can get a look see it. It just reeked of, I don't want to say it's history. That's pretty much what it is. It just reeked of history. What is this thing? It's just breaking my chops. Here it is. The post is a little bit larger than the hole. So I am going to, which I've done before. When you have an issue like that, you can either scrape the hole that it goes in or the peg itself, just to make it kind of slide in there. So I'm going to do that, which it won't cause any issue because it's the underside, you won't see it. And then also, I'm going to paint the edges of the cat anyway because he's a black cat, he doesn't have brown edges. So we're just going to work this to our advantage again. And then I'm going to get caught up on what you guys are chatting about. Oop. It still won't go in there. So now I'm going to adjust. Scrape the hole that it goes into just a little bit. Sometimes you have to make these adjustments. Sometimes you don't. It's normal. And it's better to do that adjustment than try to force it in and bust it off, and then you're going to be pissed off. So let's get that line in. More light so I can see what the hell I'm doing there. Because I just don't want to go in there. I can see that too, though. So what it is, the post is larger than the hole. So I'm going to have to scrape some more. Just so I can get that bad boy in there. And then I also scrape on the post itself, just to help out. Because it is larger than the space. So we're just going to shave it down a little bit. Sometimes that happens. It just could be a flaw when they printed it out. So there, I've tapered the edges so that it's going to fit in there. They look fun, but so much work. It really isn't, Carla. I guess it depends on how you look at it, I guess. But there, I got it. There it is. See, I just need to shave that down. And now Kitty is in his seat where he belongs. Pull off that sawdust. I got that one section that's a little loose there at the top. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue just to keep that in its place. Scrape it gently so the glue only goes in the spot that you want it. And we're going to let that sit and dry before I attempt any kind of painting. But there it is. Our little kitty in his chair, and we'll set him off till the glue sets up. All right, let me get caught up on what everybody's chatting about. I always feel like I'm neglecting you guys when I don't get to see what you're talking about. Look like so much fun. Miss Betty's going to bed. Good night, sweet Betty. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see, they need to be... I agree, they needed more cute stuff for the adults too. After the shop today, there was a gorgeous pair of bright pink fluffy slippers, obviously for children. Why don't they make those cool? Yeah, I know they don't. Don't make the cool stuff. I had a pair of gorilla slippers once. I thought they were the funniest damn things. And I used to work nights cleaning like buildings and stuff. And the night that we bought them, we had to go clean the offices. We would clean the offices of this factory. And I wore them inside. And I didn't expect anybody to be in there. And there was a lady still in there working, and she caught me. Boy, she started laughing. I had these big black gorillas on my feet. It was hilarious. I'm great. Me and the shrimp went for a beach walk, the meal today, and photos were beautiful. Such a shame it was so cold. Yeah, but the photos come out great. You did a great job. See, I'm getting my new PC with dual monitor setup. Got my old eyes, something bigger to read than a laptop screen. I know it's terrible when it's on a laptop. So I loved it when I ended up getting this computer and I got the bigger screen, and it's just so much easier. So much easier. I found there Amy and his face and never leave his lips. So Jessa, that's what was that thing in your mouth? Lord, it sounds bad without context. Oh, yeah, what am I missing, man? It was Chez's vape. I fat finger the phone. Oh my God. So yeah, that's all right. I got to get back to my channel again now. Things settled. I'm glad everything's settled. Hopefully you're settled in a new place, Carla, and everything's working out really well. I know. I do. I feel like I'm neglecting you guys when I don't catch everything in the chat. I guess it's because bad habits from, when we do the morning chat, and I get to sit there and read everything and bullshit, They do. If you're a spooky but comfy girl, there's a company that makes fuzzy slippers, dresses, pinches, such a stuff that's creepy. Really? We'd have to find that. Yeah. Nothing like a fun pair of slippers. Your village is growing. It is growing. This one's going to be really cool. And then after this, I don't know if I'm going to do another mini or just, like I said, clean this all off and dive into the big house. And then you can just watch me rip that all apart, repaint, rewire, repaper, just change it all. It's definitely going to be fun. But now, yeah, everybody's got their Christmas. I have a Christmas village, but now I've got myself a spooky village too. So that's going to be really cool. I'll keep all the batteries in them until I'm going to turn them on. So I think like around Halloween, I'll have them all lined up and have them all lit up. That'll look cool. Unless they have a different one. I'm always scoping it out, looking to see which one I could do next for you guys. Because they all have fun. And I put them together pretty quick. Got some adorable spiderweb flats and flare days when platforms are a bad idea. Oh, cool. Gothgal, you'll have to post, if you can, post the name of the company or the link to that company in my Discord so that we could check it out. Because my sister likes those fun slippers too. And pockets and everything. That's great. When are you going to build the Friday house? If I get my hands on one. The thing is that I would love to do all that stuff by scratch, but then you got to haul out all the power tools. I'd have to do all the cutting and stuff outside because my shop up here isn't set up for that anymore. And it'd be running up and downstairs. So if I could get something that was already prefabricated, as far as the building, and then just add all of the details on my own, I would be up for that. But it's could I possibly have a link to the Discord, please? Sure, Peaky, if you could pop that in there for everybody, I would appreciate it. No apologies, Mr. P. None whatsoever. So now I'm caught up, but I'm sure there is a fun band called The Village somewhere. I love that movie, The Village. I love movies like that. Like one of my favorite horror movies is The People Under the Stairs. It is an old movie, but in its day, that was creepy as hell. Really great. Thank you, Miss Raven. Thank you, Pinky. You gals are on it. So yeah, one of my favorites, People Under the Stairs, and it's just, you're freaked out at first when you see it, but then when you see what's going on in the movie, then you feel bad for them, and you're like, yeah, they got the ones that did it to them. You get them. See, movies like that I really enjoy. When you get into I don't know, those other gory, nasty movies, I don't know. You can only watch so much of that, and it's like, okay, it's the same kind of thing, just different character. Kind of, boring. Display rack is the next piece that we're going to be putting together, guys. Like I said, putting all these little things together is what takes up the time. And then, it's all these little bits and pieces, it's great. It's fun to put them together. But then when you start getting into, which will be soon, is pretty much the major building itself. That's the part that I really love. Glad I'm not a mod. Well, we could change that, Mr. President. I just haven't added you yet. No, I asked. And being a mod is the hard work. So, I mod for a few, and if somebody asks me, then I will, but there's only so much you can do, So, okay, display rack. Again, we are working on the G board. Let me see. So let's go back to, and I also need something from the N board, which is N28, which is the base, which is all right here. This piece right here. And the finishes on this kit are great. It actually has that wood grain look to it. This one, great, almost. You can see the wood grain. It's awesome. It's really awesome. I got my phones buzzing and zipping in, and I don't know what the hell's going on. It's about looking good. Ho ho. I only mod for like 3. It can get overwhelming, Julie, because especially if everybody's going out at the same time, you're like, oh crap. So that it's really difficult. So like I said, if somebody really wants me to, I will. The state I'm currently in is no bueno. Oh, what's going on there, Mr. Prism? All right, and then I said now to the G board, which is here. And just to show you the detail on all this, I'm going to show you these guys. Look at this. Look at the detail on that. I just love it. And they already have the photographs on the wall, and all we're going to have to do with this is frame them out. Awesome. The outside of the building has that black and gray brick detail. Awesome. Awesome. And then look at this one. the flooring. Look at that. Got the herringbone, hardwood floor, checkered. It's just really amazing. The detail that they put into this. It's so really cool. Okay, so we've got G43, 44, and 45. Oh, and these are all of the books and stuff that go on the top of the shelf. So I'm going to pop those out. And then I also need 40, or 40, boy, I got to count. G7, which is up here. I'm making numbers up in my head, apparently. What the hell am I doing? And then we've got C21 and C23. Just making it up as I go along. Muy bueno pantalones. You have very fine pants. I remember some of my Spanish. See. Muy bueno pantalones. Actually, wouldn't it be the other way around? Pantalones es muy bueno. Mr. Prism's got a little bit of the Jack, Uncle Jack visiting you? Or is it someone else visiting? And Whiskey Family Chain. Let's find the seaboard, which of course now, yeah, we're gonna have to dig. Okay, because I opened my big fat yap and said, oh yeah, it's right all here. There it is. Big stack up there, and I said I needed 21 and 23, which is right here. And they're little bottles. And it's not just like a quick little blob to make it look like it. They're detailed design on them. It's really pretty cool. So there's our little bottles. There's our base. And then make sure we got it facing in the right direction. I use the magnifying glass to see what the hell I'm doing. Because I gotta make sure it's in the right direction. Okay, so I've got it in this direction. And then what goes in the back are the books. I'm in a predicament. My tiny pizza is done, and I lay down on the bed, and my cat is sleeping beside me, and I can't move. That's where you have like bribes there, like little treats. Put it under their nose so that they'll move out of the way. This way. I gotta turn it around. Because that's not gonna fit there. Alright, this is starting to get on my nerves. Let's see there. Looks like it goes that way. And the book says in the back that it's gotta be turned. It has to be turned. See, because you can tell by the difference, the size of the opening and the post that goes into it. And you see how they just locked right in there? That's what you want. That is exactly what you want. Saves glue time. Saves from stuff, keeps falling out when you're trying to put things together. Cheza, have you started on a new miniature? Who knows? Maybe I don't know. Maybe do a spaceship next. Who knows? It depends on what I find. The Dutchman was fun. I didn't expect it to be that big. No, this is going to break my chops. But it was great. I love the way it came out. It really is a great piece. I did find a space for it on the shelf. So that's where it's going to stay. I still need to put a plank in, though. I didn't put a plank in on it yet. And actually, that reminded me of it the other day when Sarah was live and she planked somebody. Oh, I never put a plank on the ship. Okay, there we go. We've got our books in, and now we just got to put in our jars. And our, this looks like, oh, it's supposed to be a case full of bugs and butterflies. Uh-huh. So we're going to put this one in. Lift it up to my hand and just like get it in there. Come on, work with me. I have to use the pliers because I have fat fingers. Let's see what everybody's saying. I hear on that I found a large board frame in the back of an old several hours Friday. I was funny to watch me unfold getting out. Oh jeez. You want me to do a spaceship? Is that what you want me to do? And I agree with you. I can afford that. What is the really low? Alright. Doesn't make sense. And then I gotta figure out what's going on there. That one, we might have to adjust, just like that other last one. I think it's a little too big for the space. We're gonna put in our little jar. Yeah, I've been looking at spaceships. I think Kenny would just love his drinks. Yeah, being alive is a good reason to open a bottle of Heather. Yeah. And there's that small one. This one is a little bit bigger than the space. I almost dropped it. It sucked. I'm going to take my knife and just shave down that edge so it fits in there really easy. A little bit. Yeah, I'm up first. Spaceship of some kind. That would be kind of cool. It's been a long time since it is. Yeah, I was thinking Enterprise because I am a Trekkie. That's actually one of the first models that I ever put together. Was the Starship Enterprise, and why do they have that hole goes the wrong way? That is what the problem is. That is what the friggin' problem is. Problem is I'm blind as hell. And this is what's supposed to go there. I don't know. Maybe it's time for the old pain in the asses home for me. Because that just wasn't right. This is right. Again, not paying attention. And we're going to put that down in there where it goes. Sure we are. See, that's what I tell you, but it's just not what's happening. Oh, God. There we go. It went in. That's where my husband's going to put me, the old pain in the asses home. I don't like that one because it wasn't sitting flush. There we go. We have achieved, guys. Their shelf with the little doodads. So that's pretty cool. We're going to set that off to the side until it is needed. And let me catch up to what you guys are chatting about. Spaceship is good. Alert jumped on me, of course. Who's with me? The pigeons don't bother flying over here, let alone alien crabs. So yeah, Mr. Prism's down with the spaceship deal. All right. Obsession with space, and there's a good reason why. I haven't touched a space game in a while. Once I started, I'm gone for weeks. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Nothing sucks more than trying to sleep and it's hurting. Yeah, it's terrible. So we've all been having, of course, the weather affects it. The weather here has been damp and rainy, so I feel you, Betty. Julie, yeah, it's just pain is bad news. Today, like I said, I pushed it. And I was getting, when I got done cleaning up the yard and I was trying to come back upstairs, I was getting like stabbing pains in my pelvis. I'm thinking, oh no. And yeah. So I gotta behave myself. So yeah, it's a spaceship again. All right, I'll have to start searching for a spaceship. See what I can find. That would be fun. Oh my god, yeah, I haven't actually. I gotta say, yeah, the first one I put together was the Starship Enterprise. I put one of those together for my father, and I don't even know where the hell he's got it. He's got it somewhere because he saves everything. So I know he's still got it somewhere, but I'll have to find something. And talk about small stuff. Oh, you think you guys have a stroke with this? Put one of those together with the decals and all that. Oh, what a big! It's a challenge. I've got the flight sticks for it and can hook up my lights to my game as well. Full immersive, full galaxy size game. Oh, really? That's cool. I suck at games though. It's my weekend. Well, it doesn't help, Julie, that you had traveling miles just to get somewhere to see something. And that doesn't help either. You know what I mean? It just doesn't help. How are we doing on time? Okay, I'm going to put together. Okay, I see where that goes. That goes into this shelving unit. So we're going to do another shelf here. And then this, with the other one that we just did, is going to go into this whole shelving unit. So we're going to do this and then put that together. So I'm going to have 27 and 27. So we're back down to the end board again. And that was towards here. So let's slide those out. Another thing I love about these, they smell like the lumber yard. It smells like fresh cut lumber. It's great. I love that smell. N2. So I have to have N2. So that's these right here. N2. And we need. Nope, it's 12. Where are we? Oh my god. That's it. I need new eyeballs. Seriously? N2. 765. We're gonna go for 2. Okay, it might be a side piece. I'm moving this all over. Let's see. It's not over there. Let's get 22. I don't need that one. It's over here somewhere. 11, 6, 5, 4. N2. There we go. N2 N. What the hell is that? 1 and 2. So that's these here. Make sure I've got the right ones. Okay. And then I've got to have N27. It's this one here. Oh, maybe I should turn on the auto focus again. And then I have to make an N4. And that's this one here. And then we've got to have an N3, which is that one there. And then we got to have the G board so that we could do G51. I can see it from here, which is right there. And something just fell out. It's all right. Put it with the rest of the pile. There's that G51. And then it should be all the parts we need for that shelf. So we are going to do that. Oh, and then we also need 2 scrolled newspapers. So we'll pick out 2 from the pile. Different colors. We'll get different colors. And let me catch up on what you guys are saying. Bring on the galaxy. Bring on the galaxy, Mr. Prism. Put heat pad, or do you think cold pack is better, Julie? It depends on. Well, it depends. I think it depends on the person. I know that when I have a lot of pain issues, and I think it's due to swelling, I use ice pack. It really helps a great deal. Me, I find that the heat agitates it, but to each his own, you know? We have problems with grinds, flying cars. Where's the manager? I know. We get screwed. The cyclone is gone, and now we're having hail and thunderstorms. Oh my God. Well, you know, it has to go out with a bang, right? Good Lord. Well, at least the cyclones pass by. That's the best part. That's just really scary. Having to worry about that. So I got to make sure that this is in the right place, right alignment here. And it doesn't flip over because that's not the right way. So this is got to be it. Just checking it out. Oh, this is a center board. Ah, a center board. So this goes in the center. Pop that into place. I gotcha. So one side is our little bug display. That goes here. And then on that side we put the set of books. Let's flip those over. They have to be the right ones, so they won't fit in the space. Put them all over. And the booties this one. There's the dark book on the end. That goes in there. And then we're going to flip that around because there's a space for the other two sets of books that go in there. Put those in. Should we put in the right spot? Oh, and that one took off. And I'm going to have to look for that one because I just shot it across the room. And I can't get to it right at the moment. Sorry about that, guys. It popped right out of the tweezers. So I'll pick that up. It's shot behind the computer desk. I'll be able to get it. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is put the newspaper rolls on there to finish that up. And you're just going to put a little dab of glue on the bottom side of that to get that into place. And you're going to pop them on top of each other. Simple. Just like so. And that's what you're going to have. And if instead of the piece that went flying, I'll get that after the fact and put it in there. Not a big deal. So now, well, the newspaper roll is the back section. It tells you the directions. So our little bug aquarium thingy is in the front. I got a slipper metal in my finger. That's okay. I'll get it out. All right. So now I need on the G board, I need G32. Those are the end pieces of our little bench thing here. These both depends on what's going on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what's going on. Oh shit, I forgot my own video. Oh. Laura, did that person manage to get the video up? They sent it to me in an email. So I'll see if I could, if I can share it. Laura notes, no, I haven't found any little tiny jack. I'm still looking at little skeletons. I really don't have time to make skeletons. So I'm still trying to, actually, I got to remind my son. See if he could 3D print me little miniature skeletons so I could put them on the ship. And he was here today and I didn't even think about it. Hello, Miss Candy. How are you? So maybe he could do me a Jack Sparrow too. I'll have to message him after the show and find out. And then I need N26 for the top piece. So yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. Because he's got that 3D printer. I'm pretty sure he's got it set up by now. And what the hell number is that? 26. And I'll see if you can print me out some, because that would be so cool. I mean, what's good as Flying Dutchman, or without any little skeletons running all over. Okie dokie dookie. Okay, so now we're gonna put this together, and then we have a whole collection of bottles that are going on top of this unit as well. But first, let's put the ends together. And let's do that. And then you're gonna make sure that you've got the right end. One side has see the detail on it, or the other side is just plain. That's the inside part. So you want to make sure that the detailed end is out. Outward. Oh wait, this goes on the bottom. This goes on the bottom. And it's a loose fit. I don't really like that at all. So I'm going to add glue to that. This really loose fit. Not liking that. I believe this is looking for something. Okay, I see what's going on. This shelf that we just finished is skinnier than the first shelf that we did. So that's why it's got to go down on the bottom. That explains why it was a loose fit. So we are going to apply that. Okay, that little bottle keeps popping out. You know what that means? Glue. I don't want that flying out of there once we get the house together. So you get glue for being a bad boy. So now we're going to put this together. And hopefully I'll be able to share that video on the Discord. I didn't get a chance to look at it myself yet, but I did receive it in an email. There's always too much going on. That's why I'm always on late, because there's just too much always going on. That's why, I'm going to be insane. I'm going to be insane by the end of the year. I was sitting around chewing on my own face, that kind of deal. Okay, correct. That is correct. And then you're going to put that side piece on. Just work around. Always work with the gravity. Is always the best. All you have to do is make sure that everything is lined up so that it should pop in. There we go. And then I'm just going to push to lock it in place. There we go. Beauteous. There it is. You heard it snap. So there we've got it where it's together. And then we're going to add the bottles and the newspapers to the top rack. And of course, I'll have to go after the lost piece they took off at the shop. So I'm going to need 2 more scrolls for the top of that. But first, let me get... Oh, they're all individual bottles. Aren't they lovely? Oh, God. Okay, so we got to have C. And so we've got to go digging for the C board. And then I'm going to get caught up on chat, guys. And we'll end with catching up on chat. As soon as I find what I'm looking for. Either I got a piece of metal in my finger or I cut it because it kind of hurts. Don't know. C, where are ye? Okay, I must have missed it. I will find it. Okay, there it is. I passed by it. Must be drinking. Let's see. Now I need C9, 10, C9, 10, and I need 25, 22, 25, and 26. So 22 is this one. I screwed up. I missed this one here. Is 25 right there. Small fella, and a 26. That's a little one too. Okay, I think I got them all. Okay, so now we gotta put these all in. Starting with the 22. Okay, let's start with the biggest one first and work our way back. That goes there. That goes in there. And I got the next one down, which is this one. And then the three smaller ones. Pop that in. We've got it all in the right order. There's that. And then got this. There we go. We got them all into place. All those little bottles are on there. See them? And now we're going to put our newspaper scrolls in place. Again, just put some glue on the bottom part of that. Put it there. And then we'll do the other one on top of it. Just a little bit will do ya. Let's stick that there. And I'm not doing as much as I want, so I'm going to scrape that glue section. There we go. So it wasn't hitting where I wanted it. Then I use my tweezers and put it into place after I get done screwing it all up. Come on. There we go. So there we've got our newspaper scrolls on there. And that's all ready to rock and roll. Okay guys, I'm going to set that off so it can dry. And then I will get caught up in chat and we'll get all caught up and see what everybody's doing. Let's see. I still want to make us do some things. I would love to have fun. I'm wondering if it. I know when I used to go to therapy and I would sit in the pool, the water was hot, warm, really warm. I don't know, it made me feel sick. So I'm wondering if a hot tub would have the same effect. But yeah, Betty, I've always used ice packs. It worked better for me. It's just very comfortable. And usually when you have pain and stuff like that, swelling is involved. So if you get rid of the swelling, usually the pain goes up. Of course, Goody lays on me for a second and climbs all over me. You gotta love them, right? Going all in as you deserve. Phew, I got covered, scratched behind the ears all the way in. Yeah, gotta give out that. If you're thinking about buying Laura a coffee, you're gonna have to buy me a coffee. My coffee pot shit the bed. So yeah, it was a tragedy, Candy. So yeah. You know, and the thing is, I mean, really, it's not that old. The coffee pot that we got, it's the one my husband won at the Christmas party when he was working for a dealership. And, you know, one of those fancy dancy coffee pots with the espresso machine and connected. And I was like, oh shit, man. You know, it wasn't a cheap pot and it didn't last only but a couple of years. What kind of crap is that? So me too, Laura. After I visited Sugar. Yeah, I did. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I got sick. I mean, physically sick. And the lady's like, "What's the matter?" I go, "Oh, I got to get out of here." I said, "I can't even breathe." I said, "I am so sick." Oh, sorry. You had to walk away. I almost pissed myself laughing. Why? Did I miss it? I missed a good joke? Shit. Cute little jumping spider tried to drown himself in my coffee. Oh no! Death by coffee. I'm trying to get rid of the whiskey giggles, but my friends keep sending me stupid cat videos. Well, they want to make sure you're having a good time. Yeah, see, I'm glad I'm not the only one that felt that way. And the lady couldn't understand. And then I couldn't sit in front of the jets, because it's supposed to be good. Oh my God, it was like somebody was knifing me in the back. I said, nope, I'm out of here. You people are causing me more pain than I've already got. I'm supposed to be getting help, not getting beat up. Oh, it was horrible. I left crying that day. I was sick, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm out of here. And that was the last time I went. The pool, we had a pool. We had to take our pool down a couple of years ago. Our regular swimming pool worked wonders for me. I was wonderful. So I'm just gonna have to probably find a pool somewhere. Cafe Overdose is a real thing. Yeah. I was looking at a British shop before, and they sell whiskey marmalade. Does it sound good? I've had champagne mustard, which was really good. Yeah, don't wake up the missus. You'll be in trouble. Life's been a lot for everyone this year. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it has been. So you just gotta take it easy, Cynthia. It just, this year it started off so good, and who flushed this down the toilet? That's what I want to know. It just all went down south really quick. And every day, God knows what you wake up, what you're gonna find. It's kind of disheartening, actually. You're like, oh, should I get out of bed? I don't know what I'm gonna get into. Is that actually a thing in the UK? Yeah, that I don't know. I hate whiskey taste. All I know is that like I said, I found a shop up in the North Country, and it was homemade mustards and stuff like that, and jams and stuff, and they had champagne mustard, and it was good. And I only used it on special stuff because it was like $8 for like a little jar, but I had to try it. It's actually marmalade. It should be good with chicken, but if it's a drink, it will kick you. And marmalade and whiskey are both very strong tastes. Oof. I guess she's gonna have to. You want 2010 back yet, Julie? I'm with you on that one. If you find a way to get back there, let me know. I'm on for the ride. Holy crap. I made my own hot chili jam. Oh, yeah, it's fun when you can do that stuff. That sounds odd. Champagne must. I thought at first I'm thinking, I don't know, but no, it was really good. A little fancier, kind of like Eau Grey Poupon. So actually, it wasn't bad at all, and it lasted a long time because I only used it on certain things. Yeah, Raven's down for sweet chili. Jam, yes. Yes, man. She wants to be jammed. Oh my goodness. So hopefully everybody's got something great lined up for the week. Let's see what I've got going down here. Of course, tomorrow morning brew. Always look forward to that. Starts my week off fantastic. So hopefully you guys will all come and hang out. Oh, I don't know. I have to figure out the coffee situation for that. I walked away for a bit and forgot I left live going. I was in the next room and heard Laura laugh. Got scared. I scared you? Oh, I am so sorry. So sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy. Now, see, that would have been fantastic if I known you'd done that. I would have did that. You know, the voice there. You're in the kitchen, you hear, Jimmy, it's me. I'm behind the door. Oh, poor Julie. Back to doctor's appointments and physical therapy. But yeah, morning brew Monday. And then, of course, Wednesday, morning brew again. And then I have a great show lined up for Wednesday with Friday House, Kenny Biddle, and Mason, the paranormal engineer. We are going to be talking white sound, guys, infrasound. See if there's any way possible that we can contact anyone through these methods, and discussing, you know, the levels that, you know, that we hear, and maybe spirit hears at lower levels, you know, the hertz and all that fun scientific stuff. So hopefully you guys will pop in for that show, because I really want to check out that. You have an investigation Friday night. Do you? Nice. Hi all, how's everyone doing? Hey, how's it going, VIP? So yeah, guys, check out, you know, please don't miss that one, because I think we're all going to benefit from it's, oh yeah, he says it's shit. I get that, but I want somebody to prove it to me that it's shit. I get the angle that he's working at, but you know, even like EVPs, those are shit. But a lot of us have gotten great EVPs. We've gotten proof. So something out there works. Is it that we have to change the levels that we're hearing at, or the things will work at? I don't know. Like I said, there's so many questions. Jimmy, did you access the scene, the safety for the EMS? So yeah, it's, I hope you're all safe and well, and everybody is avoiding the craziness that is life. Well, unfortunately, we can't avoid it, but we try to skirt around it. You know what I mean? So maybe get Kenny to explain it. Yeah, that's what it is. I want, because I know everybody, oh, it's all crap, it doesn't work. But then why is it that you pick up things? You know, this is what we want to find the mystery. Why is it that when I go out and investigate cemeteries, I'm picking up voices? You know, and it's not like there's anybody around, because there's nobody around. So where's it coming from? Some people have picked up things on. Well, see, I'm not using the typical spirit box. You know, I'm going to start filming those. Is an old radio with just strict white sound. So is it possible that something can communicate through that sound? See, this is the reason for the questions and the experiments. You have to prove that it's not shit. You know, maybe get Kenny to explain it. For Kenny, hi Pinky, hi, doing well. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what the discussion's going to be about. Is it possible? How is it possible that people are picking up these voices? I see, that's why I want Kenny on there, because he's the voice of opposition. He's, you know, that's what he does. And that's why I think it's going to be great. I believe in the paranormal, Shh, don't tell. We won't tell. We won't. If he says it's crap, you might have to have a good reason for it. You might not. Let him make his case. Yeah, I just want to. I want to know. I want to. Why is it not possible? But then you've got people that have. You pick up EVPs. Why can you pick them up? How are they communicating through digital recorder? So I don't know. I wish people would look into the science behind the fact young ears hear different decibels than old ears. It's been proven. Is that affecting evidence review? You know what? It could. You know what, Goth Gal? You show up Wednesday night and ask them that question. And let's see what the response is, because that's a great question. I think it's frequency. Yeah, I do too. I sent the orbs videos, not sure if I did, Betty. I didn't get a chance to look at them. Yes. Is that what Tesla was tapping into? It was on the periodic table until 1903 when it was erased. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. I do know some investigators who are specialists in sound, and they adjusted some of their equipment to pick up things at lower frequencies. And the EVPs they got were incredible. So is that the trick to it? Again, like I said, unfortunately, I was trying to get Lisa and Wes APRF, but they weren't available because they're working with the infrasound and all of that and doing the testing. I would like to hear their opinion on it and what they're doing and what kind of data they're collecting, you know? Either when released from the body takes its electrical current frequencies, which is used for the body to function. When the human spirit is present during investigations, you detect electromagnetic fields and radiation and frequencies. AVP, yeah, I will try to make it. Okay. When is that, Laura? I'm sorry, I'm tired. Oh, it's going to be Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to have all those wonderful gentlemen on there. And you guys come, bring the questions on. Bring the hard questions on. I want to put them to the test and see what we can learn from the discussion. Now look at the turn shroud reverse. Yep. Manifestation occurs when it results as a mist or an apparition. EMF is everywhere. Dogs, kids pick up things we can't hear. There's a location that actually is paranormal activity. My dog freaks out. There, he hates the place. Yeah, well, my dog picks up stuff in my own house. Because when she starts freaking out and comes running from the living room, then I go in there. I don't turn the lights on. I go in there and I'm looking around and, you know. It's going to be great, Laura. I will be there. I'm glad you'll be there, Pinky. Yeah, I want to bring the hard questions, guys. I don't think we covered this topic enough. Because, I mean, I get it. You know, the scientific side of guys, you know, like Kenny, all right, we've already been there, you know, so he writes it off. No, yeah, I don't think we should. I think we should dig deeper because there's something going on there. I proved that years ago Paranormal State was a stepping stone that I was invited to work with. Been missing with 400 frequencies and my air was altered. Yeah, and interestingly, dogs can mostly see gold and blue. Yeah, my dog, it happens every now and then. Freaks out. Comes running and then she'll stand in the kitchen doorway and bark into the living room and then she looks at me and I'm like, okay. And I go look. And of course, I don't see anything. But I mean, she does it for a reason. So and she hears everything. My dog, nothing gets past my dog, so it's amazing. And so that's the topic for Wednesday night.
So hopefully you guys will come and hang. So when you're looking at EDP, you should explore the entire noise spectrum, not just the white noise. But I'm starting with that because that's a stepping stone. And that's why I want the discussion to go from starting at that to and beyond. You know what I mean? Wolf, it's I'd like to get the whole thing in, but start with the white, because we always hear that back in the day, and I even wanted to try that out with televisions. Get an old television down from the attic and set it up and see if anything comes through that white noise. That's a stepping stone into the next step. We have to take it all in steps and then document what we find. Dogs can taste things we can't, like air molecules. They have the same organs that snake has. Thank you for a great stream. Oh, you're so welcome. Loads of frequencies of good health, all frequencies, light and sound. Yeah, see, this is stuff that we all got to talk about on Wednesday. And hopefully you guys will all show up for the show. I really hope you do. Like I said, I tried to get APRF on, but they can't make it. But I will be having them on soon so that we can cover what they've been doing. And this is stuff that we need to reach out for. We've got to reach out in different directions. Don't mean it does not detect it. To your first release from the human body after death. Yeah, try field meters to detect electric currents, which are found within the human body, and it's natural as well. If they have different islands as well. Yeah, see, it's all amazing. So bring those questions, comments, everything to the show on Wednesday night to make it an interesting show. But we are past the 2-hour mark. I'm going to let you guys go because I know a lot of you guys got to go to bed or start your day wherever you are in the world. And I've got to do my final run for downstairs, make sure everybody is asleep and tucked in for the night, and try to figure out what I'm going to do about coffee. But until then, you guys have a great night. Thanks to my mods for taking care of the show. And until then, guys, I will see you tomorrow morning. Grab your coffee. Until then, have a great night.